morning students. Today we are going to discuss about relative extrema on the interval. Relative extrema on an interval. Right? A function f of x is said to be, right? A function f of x is said to be, f of x is said to be, a function f of x is said to be have a relative maxima, relative maxima at x naught, some point x naught, relative maxima at x naught if there is an open interval, there is an open interval, containing x naught. That open interval should contain this x naught, containing x naught, on which f of x is the largest value, largest value. Right? See here, a function f of x is said to be have relative maxima. A function will have the maximum value at x naught, which is taken from the open interval of entire domain. Some open interval, take by some open interval of entire domain. In that open interval, if you take some point x naught and by substituting that f of x naught in f of x naught in f of x, you will get some value that should be largest value in that open interval. Then only that value is called relative maxima. Okay. Next, a function is said to be, f of x is said to be have a relative minima, at x naught, if there is an open interval, if there is an open interval containing x naught, containing x naught, there is a containing x naught on which f of x naught is the smallest value, So it is called relative minimum, which is the smallest value in that interval, and relative maxima is the maximum value in that interval. And one more thing, the relative maxima may not be the largest value in the entire domain. For example, let me explain with one example. Suppose I am taking the domain, total domain from here to here. This is the domain and denoting by d. So some part on x-axis I am taking as the domain and taking the curve like this. Now this is the curve, and suppose I am taking intervals, some sub-intervals. I am taking open intervals. Suppose here up to here, up to this, we have the curve in this interval. So I am dividing this interval, total entire domain into intervals. Suppose I am taking from A to B open interval and B to C one open interval, C to D one open interval. Okay, like this. So I can divide total domain of this function. This is y equal to f of x curve. Assume this is y equal to f of x curve. We have the curve in this domain from here to here, and I am dividing this domain into some open intervals. In open interval a to b, and in interval b to c we have some curve, and c to d we have some curve. If you assume a comma b as open interval, in that the maxima of the value, relative maxima of this function is occurring at some point here. This is I am taking as x1. So f of x1 is here in this interval. In open interval a comma b. In open interval a comma b, f of x1 is called relative maximum. Is called relative maximum. Relative maximum. Okay. And suppose here we have various least value at x2. At x2, f of x2. At x2 we are getting least value of the function. F of x2 is called local minimum or relative minimum. Is called relative minimum. Relative minimum. Relative minimum. If you choose BC as an open interval, suppose I am taking BC as open interval. In open interval B to C, where we are getting minimum value. So here B, no, up to here B. This is B, and this is okay. So here I am getting maximum value. I am denoting that point at x3. X3 I am getting maximum value, and x4 here. At x4 we are getting minimum value. So f of x3 is known as relative maxima. Is relative maxima in open interval B to C. Relative maxima. Relative maxima. Okay. And at x4 I am getting minimum value of the function. So f of x4 is relative minimum. Relative minima. Minima, or you can say as minimum. Relative minimum. Suppose I am taking C to D as open interval. In open interval C to D. So we are occurring maximum value at some x5, and suppose I am taking here at D. Suppose taking this as at D means here nearly D. I am taking x6. Here I am getting minimum value. So f of x5 is local relative maxima. Relative maxima. And f of x6 is relative minimum. Relative minimum. Relative minimum. Okay. Next. Relative minimum. Okay. See here, we are in every open interval we are getting relative maxima. Here we have one maxima. Here we have one maxima. Here we have one maxima. So what we can conclude that relative maxima is not largest value in the entire domain. So here how many relative maximas are exist? 3 relative maximas are exist. In the 3 relative maxima, this is the largest value. That largest value is known as absolute maxima. So largest value in the relative maxima is known as absolute maxima. It is the largest value in the entire domain of the function. And we have relative minima in every open interval. Here we have one relative minima, here we have one relative minima, and here also we have one relative minima. But among these 3 relative minimas, so here in this interval, if you consider in this interval, this is relative minimum, but this is not minimum value of in entire domain. So what we can conclude that relative maxima and relative minima are not in entire domain. They are in only interval which is subset to entire domain. So that's why this maxima in this open interval is called local maxima, and this is called local minima. Local maxima, local minima. So if you are taking all the largest values in all local maximas, that value is called absolute maximum. And if you are taking minimum value in relative minima, or they are known as local minimum. If you consider the minimum value as a minimum value of the least value of the function in the entire domain, that value is known as absolute minima. So absolute maxima is the largest value of the function in entire domain, and absolute minima is the very small value, minimum value of the function in the entire domain. But a local extrema, local minima is different. They are we are getting in the open interval, which is one part of the domain, not entire domain. So in that every part, in every interval, we will get local maxima, local minima also. So here this is local maxima, local minima in this interval, and this is local maxima, local minima in this interval. Okay. So that local maxima and local minima we can find by using the first derivative test. So how to use the first derivative test to find the local maxima, local minima, let us discuss now. Okay, right. Now see, first derivative test, it is called first derivative test. First derivative test. Using first derivative test, we can find the local maxima, local minima. First derivative test. First derivative test. Let C comma f of c, which is a point on the curve. Let C f of c be a critical point. We know what is critical point. At critical point, function derivative should be 0 or derivative may not be exist. That is called critical point. It is different from stationary point. What is stationary point? Stationary point means at that point the derivative should be equal to 0. But critical point is different. At that point derivative may be exist, may not be exist. If derivative exists, it will be 0. Sometimes derivative may not be exist. That point is called critical point. Okay. So I am taking C f of c as a critical point of a function f of x. Of function f of x. Function f of x. Of function f of x. That is continuous on. That is continuous. That is continuous. That is continuous on an open interval. An open interval. Open interval I containing C. Containing C. If f of x is differentiable on if f of x is differentiable on the interval, differentiable on the interval except possibly at C, Why? Because C is the critical point, no? C comma f of c, their derivative may be exist, may not be exist. So that's why except C, then the f of c can be classified. Then f of c can be classified as follows. F of c can be classified as follows. First point. This first derivative test. First point. If f dash of x changes from negative to positive, from negative to positive, from negative to positive at C, positive at C, then f of x has local minimum f of c See, I will explain with the diagram why it is a local minimum when f dash of x changes at the point C. Okay, see the diagram. So I am taking one curve here in the graph. Okay, xy axis. Suppose this is the curve. Okay, I am taking one interval a to b, open interval a to b in the domain I. Okay. See in this, suppose I am taking one point at C.